Now, Salt River tenants who rent from the city of Cape Town say that they were shocked to find that their rent had been increased from 240 Rand to 5,500 Rand per month. The residents are represented by Reclaim the City and want to remain anonymous for fear of eviction. Now, one resident says that when she and her husband moved into their house in 1995, they signed a lease agreement with a rental of 220 Rand per month. They say the house was an uninhabitable mess. Over the years, they improved, fixed and maintained the property at their own expense and were shocked to later receive a letter in August saying that they now had to have an increase of thousands of percent to 5,500 Rand. Deena Bosch is Reclaim the City's Woodstock Chapter leader and joins us to try and understand this particular phenomenon. Is this a once-off affair or is this a bigger campaign from the city? Good morning, Deena. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Refilwe. Good morning.
I have to say, it doesn't matter what level that you're starting off at. A several %1,000% increase in a rent overnight is something that's very difficult for anyone to pay.
And it's illegal.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Take us through the position of Reclaim the City.
With the Rental Housing Tribunal, we call one of the things that a landlord shouldn't do is exorbitant rental increases. Now, whether you are a private landlord or you are the city of Cape Town or you are a big developer with many blocks of flats, you can't do this. And the city should know better. So it cannot do these huge increases for this woman and her partner, her husband. They're also not young people, and they're close to 60. Yeah. You don't want to be saddled with us in your golden years. Ask me, I'm there.
Okay, I hear you. So now we tried to approach the city. We did approach them. We have yet to receive a response. MACO member for Economic Opportunities and Asset Management, James Force, is who we went to, particularly on the back of the fact that ward councillor, Paddy Chappell, said he doesn't know anything about the rental increases and referred us in that direction. So we have tried to reach out to the city. Hopefully we'll hear back from them. But just help us understand, they are suggesting that there's a market-related adjustment that's being made here, because while you're right to say that it's not legal to do that as a landlord to have an exorbitant increase, 240 Rand from the start point of 220 Rand in 1995 indicates, there hasn't really been any increase, not even on an inflation-adjusted basis in this rental over the past 24 years.
25, but you're right. For Woodstock, Salt River, 5,500 it's market related. But there was administrative mess up on the side of the city. They haven't looked at this properly, and this is not the city's usual. It's not the normal rental stock. These are the assets. These are the things. It's like the golf courses that they rent out for 1,000. They lease for 1,000 Rand a year. Let's not forget about that. So somebody has not been doing his or her work. So, and should this couple be then on the receiving end of it? No, it shouldn't. And the property has also not been maintained. They did all of that. So it is the way the city goes about doing the business and serving the people. There is we're calling for a feminist government. And a feminist government doesn't necessarily mean women. It means caring, treating people with respect and care. Our city doesn't do that.
Deena, is this an isolated case? Are there other people in the area who are also seeing these rental increases?
There are other people in the inner city who've come to us.
Sorry, specifically in the Salt River area, because the market related would have to do with the neighborhood. We know. In the inner city, there are people. These assets, the city calls it. It's scattered around the metro. So we know of place where we are working. People have come from the inner city to come and ask for help and assistance, and people from Salt River. And then we've also had Uncle Kenny, Mr. Blaine in Plain Street, where we were forced to stop
stop the auction. This is also an 80-year-old man. You don't just throw him on the street.
Yes.
Uncle Kenny doesn't even understand what the implications of this, the implications of not going to court. So, yes, we should be working differently and with greater care. So the city has not maintained this place. It has not steadily increased the rent. So it's not fair on the rest of the residents of Cape Town that it hasn't done that. And now this couple saddled with a sudden increase.
Okay.
Then it cancelled the lease,
Deena,
which is also wrong.
Deena, have you approached the city in any formal manner with regard to this? And is there a formal intervention for sort of a class of a group of renters, or is this going to be on a one-on-one and one-by-one basis?
Okay, on this case, in this case, we follow the law. We go to the Rental Housing Tribunal, which is where this case is now. Okay. We're calling on other people to come forward if they need our help in similar situations. And yes, let's engage with the city. We don't. Let's help our city. Let's help them to be more caring.
Yeah.
Let's show them what a feminist government looks like.
And just out of interest, going forward, I don't know how. I don't know how have you got a full stock? You say there are about 9,000 houses in the city's rental portfolio. Do we have a full stock of where rentals are actually sitting and which ones are on review?
We're not sure. We're not sure, and so we're asking people to come forward and hear if they have similar complaints.
I hear you. Okay.
Or similar problems.
Well, thanks for taking this up. I mean, I think it's important that we get some answers. As I say, we did reach out to Mako member for Economic Opportunities and Asset Management, James Force. One would imagine that the properties rest within his asset management portfolio, and that he would have oversight. And of course, we were referred to him by the ward councillor in that particular area. What we do not want to see is further gentrification and division on class and income basis than we already see here in Cape Town at the moment.
Precisely. Let's hope the city comes and talks to us.
For sure. And in terms of the housing tribunal, have they given you a timeline as to when to expect a potential
They
answer?
will let the couple know, that the person know directly. I don't know if they have a hearing date yet.
Okay. Well, Deena, please do keep us posted. We would love to find out the outcome of this. It affects many people, especially if it's a 9,000 house portfolio. Appreciate the hard work. Deena Bosch is the Woodstock Chapter leader at Reclaim the City and is fighting for the rights of these residents who are facing a thousands worth % increase in their rental all of a sudden. It would have been better, as this WhatsApp says, that shouldn't it have been increased incrementally over the years? John in Woodstock, I would agree. And John highlights that a house rental for Woodstock of 5,000 Rand is actually below market value. And as we know, John is in Woodstock.